Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today we'll be talking about the game between OG versus Alliance. And we lost. We lost the game. OG lost the game 2-1. I'm devastated, honestly. Um, it is one of those games that is super close. I think, at least in my opinion, the first two game was really close. And then the subsequent last game was just a storm. But yeah, I think this game means a lot for both teams. Um, if you look at what the Europe the landscape looking like right now in terms of the DPC league, we can see that if you look at the powerhouse ranking, we will obviously say Secret, despite losing to Nigma, they are still the favorite to get first. And the second spot, to be honest, if I am predicting, is either Alliance or OG. And at the end of the day, we saw Alliance took the series, and it is a super big boost to their search to get first or second. Um, I did say last week that their win against Liquid was not that convincing, but today they proved me so wrong, man. I don't know what to say. I'm super devastated. There's no hiding about it. I'm a big OG fan, and to see us, I say us, losing this way really hurts me a lot. Um, Having said that, I know there are a lot of memes about, Ana returning. Even Ana couldn't save this OG team, they're fucked and so on. But my take on this is that if we look back on the first time Ana came back, right, after TI 8, and then he returned before TI 9, they didn't really immediately win anything. They were in the major, and then I think he played in one or two major maybe, and held them secure maybe like a top six space or something to get them enough point to secure for a TI qualification without having to play in the open qualifier. But this time around, Ana but having said that, in the DPC league, they didn't really win every single thing ever since Ana returned. That's what I'm trying to say. So in this game, the fact that Ana is here and OG still didn't win doesn't really say a lot about Ana, in my opinion. Um, let's talk about the game really quickly. So yeah, this was the very first game that was played between them. Honestly, I felt like it is a really close game. Even the second game was really close. Um, the way that these two teams like to play is that OG is really strong in terms of team fight, and Alliance, the way they draft, the way they play, they prioritize so much more in terms of laning stage. So when we watched the game, we felt like all three games, if you look at it in the laning stage perspective, all three games OG lost the laning stage. You can see in terms of the goal lead, right? It is so much more on Alliance side, and OG in the first two games also even did a try lane and um, try to give a very good game to Ana, and kind of sap in the process, leaving him alone against two hero in the off lane. And then he obviously didn't. In the first game, he did some comeback. In the second game, not very much. So, like I said, right, we can look at the goal graph or whatever. We can even look at the XP graph, the win probability, and then look at the goal. In the beginning, up until like maybe 20 minutes, it's really all about Alliance. Even after that, it's a lot about Alliance. But I felt like the way OG play team fight, the way they prioritize who to kill in team fight, who to, what kind of execution they want to take, on what condition they want to take the team fight, they played it perfectly. So that is why they are managed to pull this, despite being the goal lead is not a lot, but it's just that the way Alliance control the map, the way the Alliance had the amount of like XP lead and goal lead, kind of favor them a lot, and OG is able to pull it back. It's really big kudos to them. And in my opinion, that the what do you call this, the MVP of the game have to be have to be Sap this game, because in the beginning I remember watching the game, and in 8 9 even 10 minutes he have less than 10 CS, because he's one hero, a Bloodseeker, against two hero, which is the safe lane Juggernaut and safe lane I think it was ET, and the way the Juggernaut played is like he denied like 30-40 creeps in the beginning. So there's absolutely nothing that Sap can do about it. The fact that it's against 2 hero. So you can even look at his net worth here. It's the bottom of all cores. At one point, he's even lower than the opponent support, position 5 support, even lower than his own support, Up Spirit. And then, but eventually he's able to pull it back. So if you see in around 20-30 minutes mark, he's right up there. He's even higher than the Dragon Knight. He's higher than two of the opponent cores. So I really think the way he played in this game is really, really good. The way he's able to sacrifice himself, but still able to make the comeback eventually. But obviously it doesn't work all the time, right? So when we look at game two, right? Through scoreboard, we can see they pulling out the same shenanigan again on OG, where they let Sap solo. So the way we can see, he was soloing bottom again against 2 hero. So he's the Magnus, right? So you can see his Magnus net worth against. It's not as bad as as terrible as the first game, where if you look at his net worth, he's still relatively close to the opponent offlane, which is Timbersaw, right? But he didn't manage to come back like how he did with Bloodseeker. I think it all kudos to Alliance as well. The way they know that they're weak and they're able to take a lot of fights when and force OG to play the game they don't really want to play. Where on OG side they want to drag out the game, they want to let Ana farm with the Empower on Sap, Magnus and PA and so on, but they don't let that happen. They just run at them whenever they have all the spell. And Alliance also know that even if the game go late, right, they have a Faceless Void who can carry them in the game. In my opinion, the second game MVP has to be Limp on the Tiny. I don't exactly know what is his Q involvement. Let me take a look. He's 16, 4 and 19. That is what, 35 kill of overall how many kill? Of 46 kill. His involvement in the game is really fucking crazy. Like the number of hero he solo kill, or he's able to set up gang with for his team. As we all know, Tiny is a very snowball kind of hero, and the way Lim played it, he had a decent lane. He started roaming. He get I think he get like 4 or 5 power rune, and every single power rune resulted in a kill. Whether it's an Invis rune to kill some support, he got a haste rune, run to mid. He even killed 2 cores at that time. It's really, really good. The way Lim play. He's tiny. He know his timing. He know once you have the dagger, nobody can stop him. He can burst any single hero on the opponent team. Maybe Thompson have a bit more level, because he's a mid Ricky. So that's the only one that's a bit scared. And look at the way that OG have to itemize against the Faceless Void as well. They bought 2 E-Blade, and even Ana on the PA have to buy an Aeon Disc just for that. So that kind of tells a lot in the game. There's 3 Aeon Discs as well. But I'm just trying to point out that even PA, the position 1, has to buy one. He even died 9 times. That's crazy. I think most of it is probably killed by this Tiny. Let's see how many times. He killed the PF 4 times, more than any other hero in his own team. That's just so fucking crazy. So yeah, MVP has to be the limb on this Tiny. Oh boy, on the third game. Where do I begin? Let me go back. Let's go to the third game. Scoreboard. There we go. I'm very speechless on the third game, to be honest, because I've said it in the video before as well. When you play against Alliance, when you play against Nico Baby, if there's one hero that if you be super be careful of, it have to be this Nico Baby Morphling. You cannot give this guy a Morphling when it is a good Morphling game. He will solo carry the game. Look at his fucking Q score. 22-0. 22-0. He have no death. It is a fucking perfect Morph game. You look at, the in the lane, you have Darks here, which doesn't do much against him. You got no hero with any sort of mana burn. He got the way he can. You got no hero that have instant silent until you have to wait for a Void Spirit to get a Aghanim Scepter. But Void Spirit is a fucking position 4. By the time you get that Ganem Scepter, it's already like, what, 20-30 minutes into the game, and this guy is already owning and killing every single core in your team. There's no fucking way they can let this happen. Oh man. I really don't know. I don't know, maybe they slip past their mind, they thought of it, or they think they could still handle this Nico Baby Morphling. But it has to be on top of their mind that this is the scariest hero that you can give to this player. And like, they don't even have good lanes with this draft, you know, like, because they don't prioritize lane, they prioritize more on team fight, which is kind of fair. But even in team fight, you couldn't kill this Nico Baby Morphling. You have, if you look at this, the graph as well, look at the net worth. None of your core are in the top 3. After 10 minutes, you lost all your lanes essentially, right? And I don't blame so much on that, because that's the way they like to play. But what I don't understand is, how can you let them have this fucking morph? There's no fucking way we should let that happen, man. There's this. They have, if you just look at it from Alliance point of view, right? They have a perfect laning stage, and they have a carry that can just super good on morph. He is the best morphing player. I have said this before, and it ended up being relatively a stompy game. There is one fight they kind of pull it back off. I don't know if you can see it from the XP. Yeah, that we can see it over here. There is one fight near the Roche Pit. They kind of pull it back, but even that, the morphling didn't die. And yeah, sure, the Spectre get the Aegis, but she needs so much more time, like maybe another 20 minutes to actually get online and be ahead, or be defeating this morphling. And we just don't have the time to see that happen. And the lead have, despite winning this clash, they have a little bit of a lead, but it immediately went crashing down once the morphling have like Eye of Skadi, and it just countered every single hero in OG. Man, this is a rough game to watch as OG fan. Having said that, we need to give credit. I especially me, I need to give credit to Alliance. I said in their previous series against Team Liquid, they are not very convincing. I think they lost the first game as well, and then they win the next 2 games. The way I look at it right now, to be honest, it feels like their team has very good mentality. Like, even after you lost one game, they push you close, like your back is close to the wall. You don't give a fuck, you fight back, you play your game the way you want to play it. The way the S4 draft, I think, is really good as well. Big credit to him, to be honest, able to draft, winning lanes in all 3 games, and to draft a perfect morph game, it is still his credit. But one other thing I want to point out is that Alliance have this aura per se, that they seems to get stronger with the opponent that they are playing against. If they're playing against a strong team, they'll be super good. But if they're playing a relatively weak team, you don't see them stomp them as much. That is just the way I look at them. But they are able to rise to the occasion a lot of the time. When they're playing against Secret, you see them give a very close fight. When they play against OG, they actually beat them. When they play against Liquid, they beat them. Even not by much, but they still do so. So a big credit to them as well for this. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I usually release these videos, like fans reaction videos, slightly late, because I am in Southeast Asia, and then the game is played in midnight, and I gotta work the next day, so I can only watch and react to it the day after, when I got back from work, and then move on, record, edit, and I don't really edit, let's be honest with each other. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave us a like if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again sometime. Bye bye.